my ass for a second. That's fine.
All
right. Booty butt cheeks. Booty butt cheeks. Shut the door for booty butt cheeks. Sorry, I didn't mean to put my...
BOOTYME.
Not booty butt cheeks. Everybody say something real quick. Say something.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Hey yo.
Okay, seems like we good. Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of All Black Everything. Hey. This show is brought to you by Black Unicorn Magics. Don't forget that 25% off, Colorful Magics 25 at Black Unicorn Magics at Etsy.com.
Hey, Black Unicorn Magics. Hey.
Black Unicorn Magics. Okay, so listen. That's part of the reason why I want to talk about anime today, because she does all kinds of like cute, like pieces. You know what I'm saying? Like, for your cosplay needs, you know, like if you look behind you right here, do me a favor, Elle, grab that real quick, that mirror.
This one?
Yep.
That's Sailor Moon.
That's Sailor. She got the Sailor Moon mirror.
Hey, Sailor
so you can be like,
hey, you gotta make sure you're right. Gotta get your face.
Gotta get your face together. It's a tiny little Sailor Moon. Get your beats. She does all kinds of really cute things. I got a couple of pieces that she sent me in my box. She's freaking amazing. I'm gonna have her on the show.
That's awesome.
Sometime soon. So yeah, go ahead and get you that Black Unicorn Magics. Like I said, 25% off. Yeah. Colorful Magics 25.
All right.
So listen, y'all. You know we're still in February. Mm-hmm. You know that's the month of love.
Month of blackness.
It's a month of... Listen, on this Black History Month, I do have one thing that I want to talk about that I hadn't told y'all that I want to talk about it yet.
Okay.
So on this Black History Month...
Stripper love?
I don't... Stripper love.
I'm in love with a stripper.
She riding, she rolling, she rolling. She sliding that pole. I'm in love with a stripper. Listen.
She got the body of a goddess.
Listen, don't do too much to cut us off. You see, you girl.
Hey. Okay.
Okay, so I don't know how much y'all pay attention to like the blog, the Instagram blogs, right?
I follow a couple.
Do you follow Hollywood Unlocked?
No.
Do you follow Hollywood Unlocked? Okay, so Hollywood Unlocked is this. It is a black. It's a black blog.
Okay.
And they got themselves into a little bit of trouble. Because they posted about a week ago that Queen Elizabeth had died.
Hey, scandalous. But she did have COVID though.
She did have COVID. And so here's the deal. Mm-hmm. She said they was like Queen Elizabeth died, and people were like,
"What?
Wait a minute, what? What do you mean Queen Elizabeth? So like, hold on, did they go into the BBC? Nothing on the BBC. Mm-hmm. Going to going on the CNN. Nothing on CNN. Going on the Fox News. No. People, they just said, they're like, are you sure? You know, people like,
are you for real?
Are you for real? So he doubles down and it's like,
yeah.
My sources say Queen Elizabeth has died.
That's ugly.
So they said, cite your sources. He made up his own sources.
Sure enough, the next day, Queen
source.
Elizabeth, the show that's like, I don't know where this death thing came from. He's still alive.
She said, I'm still making money.
I'm still here. And so it made me think about, like, as a, right now, since we do a show now, we are in that kind of sphere. Mm-hmm. Like, how should we, as not only people who are doing entertainment,
right,
and we're talking about entertainment, like,
right,
shouldn't we be doing a better job of making sure that we cite our sources and the stories are correct? And what do you think is more important, mm-hmm. being the first person to get the story, mm-hmm. or being the person to get the story right?
The person to get the story right. I'm all for citing your sources, having facts, just because from a school background, research background, like, whatever you say is garbage unless you cite your source. So
right.
If I have a source or a study that says the sky is blue because today is yellow, then that's what my site says, and we're going to cite that source, and it's going to be a thing. Like, it's not that hard to, like, go out there and, like, Google. Like, look, you can hit up Wikipedia. At the bottom of that, they have their reference section. You can go to those references and go back and see if it's true.
If it's and I think the biggest thing for me was, like, this is a blunder, or this was a mistake that, like, that's huge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, regardless of your feelings on the royal family and all of that stuff, like,
that's a major.
You don't make that mistake.
That's
you
a major.
You don't want to be the person to be like, mind you, the queen is 157 years old, but so it could be.
So was the blog that reported her death? Was it a Black British blog?
No, it's a Black American blog.
Oh.
But I think at the end of the day, it's better to do it right. Like, there's been plenty of, like, epic proportion major news situations. That's, you know, Betty White. We can throw Betty White out there. There were people that were trying to be the first person to say that Betty White passed away, but then there were people that did the whole extent of it. Like, this is her career. This was a thing. PBS did a tribute to her that was absolutely wonderful. Like, it was like a 2-hour special and all of that. And it's like, that's how it's supposed to be. Like, if somebody does a story about Janet or anybody, it's all about who does it the right way.
Right.
Just like, you know, we talked last time, we took a lot of time talking about the Janet.
Because it was good, and we never finished it.
It was good. But I'm saying, everybody has done something about Janet Jackson.
Right.
But when they did it right, that's when it stuck out. That's when pop culture changed and people were listening and they were like, oh, that's the real tea. So I think that I feel like doing it right is better than trying to be the first. Now, folks, TMZ is known.
That's what I was going to bring up. TMZ.
TMZ is good for going out and be like, oh, we're the first people that got it. And sometimes they get it wrong. That's how you end up with the Facebook deaths. You know, like...
Listen, how many times I'm trying to
figure out how many times Jackie Chan has died in the last 20 years.
He's lived a little more lives than the rest of us. But I go back to, speaking of TMZ, to Kobe Bryant. Like, that to me is the most egregious one, because, like, the family didn't know before we knew. TMZ told the story before even the family. And they did the same thing with Michael Jackson, where, like, we knew, and the family was like, "Wait,
what
is he? Are they dead? Like
Uncle Michael gone? Like,
right?" And so it's. I personally am like, I would rather get it right and make sure that the proper protocols and channels have been notified. Hey, this person has passed. You know, so at least so that, you know, people aren't hearing about this stuff on the internet.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
your mama, your grandmama died. And
they're like, everybody's like, sorry for your loss, and you're like, what loss? I mean, I lost $20, but
somebody said that your grandmama died on TV. You like, what?
Not me, Mom.
Oh my God!
I feel like stuff like that happens on Facebook all the time.
It
like,
does.
You'll be scrolling, it's like, oh, R.I.P. my buddy. We was just talking a week ago. I'm like,
what?
And
the thing is, I've had that happen where I found out that my uncle passed on Facebook because they couldn't get a hold of. They were trying to call me,
right?
And I was at a women's football game, and I happened to just be scrolling through. I couldn't answer the phone.
That would have been epic. The little women's football game.
Oh, the women's football game was a beast, and Blue played. Who does KC Caffeine? She was on the team. Savage girl. Listen, it was everything. But I was, I was at the game. I couldn't answer the phone, but so I'm just going through Facebook, and all of a sudden I'm seeing, like, you know, rest in peace, Unc, and I'm like, what uncle we talking about? Right. I know we're talking about my Uncle Anthony. Right. Sure enough, you know, they're like, we tried to call you. So now, like, right now, our family has we have a protocol in place. We don't discuss anything on Facebook until everybody in the family knows.
Is in contact, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just, do not put it up there. Leave it alone.
That really is good, because, you know, you never want to blindside somebody with news that is heavy. same thing with like joyous news, like
right, births, deaths,
weddings, all
weddings.
That.
We don't you don't find that stuff out. Everybody knows.
I had a cousin who didn't tell nobody she was about to get married.
Now why?
Went to Vegas.
Now what? The question is what? This might bring us to our topic for today.
Vegas weddings.
Is this struggle love?
It looks like struggle.
Oh.
Allegedly struggle love.
It was alleged. It was a hot mess. That's all I know.
I mean, because listen, it's
it was Dollar Tree out. I was like, ooh, Dollar Tree.
Listen,
it still had the tags
I'm all
on
for
it.
economically sound
No,
celebration.
my boy,
listen, sometimes you have to ball on a budget.
Right.
Look, no, my boy. They still had the tags on him. I was
that way you can take it back because we only gonna use it for this one time. And look, I'm not buying $300 worth of cups. We only gonna use 75 of them.
I was left with like how many plastic succulaents? Like what we do with all this stuff?
What are we gonna do with all this stuff? I don't need all these succulents.
Sell it on the black market. Give it to the pub. Take it to the retail stop.
Take it to the retail shop. Listen, look. I got that. I got them succulents. I got what you need.
Every time I think about struggle love, I think about that show, Married and Love
After Lockup.
Love After Lockup. Love During Lockup.
Jesus, Love After Lockup is one of those shows. Now, Elle, you have a definition.
I do.
You did the research.
Struggle love.
All right, I'm citing my source. According to blackdoctor.org,
Black Doctor.
Struggle love is referring to a relationship where one partner experiences long-term stress as a result of the other partner's actions or inactions during their relationship.
We got that struggle love.
I'm done. I can't do it with the struggle love.
So listen, like, and here's the deal. We have all,
my God,
we have all experienced struggle love in some form or fashion. You know what I'm saying? Like
disrespect.
Look, let's keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Being digmatized is a thing.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the
pussy matized.
Pussy matized. Being pussy whipped is a thing. And,
pussy whipped, pussy matized.
It's a thing. It happens. And sometimes, you be like, I know this motherfucker is trash.
I can change him. And he gonna be the best exercise brand.
I have an example.
Go ahead.
Love. All right. So
the tea.
So this is a friend of a friend of a friend.
Her cousin.
All right. So she met this guy, and she was really vibing well with them. I think they met out in like a grocery store or something. So they started talking and texting back and forth, back and forth. They met up to hang out. And she's like, okay, yeah, he's a cool guy. He got his head on straight. He's like, yeah, I just moved to town, just trying to get my career off the ground and everything. And, they just keep talking back and forth. And then,
career off the ground. That's always a red flag.
So he calls her and is like, yeah,
in between jobs.
She's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, baby. Well, I lost my place. I'm like, oh. So
you better find it.
Right.
Are you reading a book, my nigga?
So he was like, yeah, I lost my place. And then we were in school still. So she was like, oh, well, you can't live in my dorm. So it turned into a thing. She's like, okay, since we met and you weren't struggling and you weren't having a hard time then, I feel bad for leaving you out there because you're having a hard time now. Let's still keep talking.
Oh, bad.
So they're still talking and having all this fun. And she calls me. She's like, girl, he just called me and said that he found a place to stay, but it's in one of those the hotels you live in for a week. Mm-hmm. And he has a roommate and it's a woman. And turns out the woman was like, yeah, you can stay here, but
need all of it.
You're gonna have to pay rent a different way.
You're gonna have to put that dick down.
Right.
Wait.
And she was like, so what in his mind would think I'd be cool with saying, yeah, we can still date while you live in this hotel with this woman and
Dig her down on a week.
right.
black people. Don't keep going. That's my fault.
And I'm like, I feel like that's like probably like my earliest experience with someone going through struggle love.
Like, you know, what did she do? Did she leave him?
She left him.
Okay, so see, here's the thing, because you know, some people would be like,
the dick good.
But the dick too bomb.
Let me just say it out loud.
What I'm not going to do is let good dick have me up under a bridge after somebody.
I feel you. But I'm saying,
but you know what? That's Elle now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think younger Elle? Because I could tell you, young Jay, good dick would have me living under a bridge with somebody. I was not smart.
You know what? Young Elle was really bougie, really sedity. She had a reputation and a lifestyle to maintain and uphold. So, young Elle would not have participated in struggle.
We are about that life. He a hoe.
Listen,
he a hoe. He would have been down the way, around the way. We struggling in the depths.
We in it together. You know what I'm saying? If you can't take me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. That's struggle love.
Facts.
That's the struggle love mantra.
No,
and I feel like it's a generational thing. I think it just depends on like whoever, like who taught you that struggle love is a thing and it's acceptable.
Because I think, you know, for me, it was that, because I could, my example of struggle love, I was in my very early 20s. And I didn't know no better.
Most people in their 20s
don't
know all the things,
but don't know nothing at the same time. And I thought,
ground.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, we're gonna be together forever. You know what I'm saying? This is my ride or die. This is my thing, my boo thing. This is it. And, you know, but never wanted to hang out with my friends. Didn't want to meet my friends. None of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It was always like, nah, I'm good. You know, just call me when you get home. Or, nah, I'm good. Just, you know, why don't you stop by later on? And, like, listen, I didn't have no car, and I wasn't living on my own. So, like, what, the caliber of men, he seemed like he had all this shit together. Because, like, you know, he had a car, he had a place to live. I found out later that, like, the place that he was living in wasn't his place. It was his boyfriend's place.
So he was a homosexual then.
Listen, and we had carried on a whole relationship. Good morning text, good night text. You know what I'm saying? I love you during the day, like all kinds of stuff. And then I'm like, but I was like, I'm going to do this. Why don't you meet me at the club? Going to the club tonight. Why don't you meet me at the club? No, I don't feel like it. We can't do that. We can't just slide by. You know, call me when you get home. I'll come get you. We could just, you know, you can just come to the house and hang out. Child, months.
Where was boyfriend this whole time?
Nobody.
He was traveling for work or something.
Child, I don't know where boyfriend was. I don't know. I got a text message that was like, you know, your boyfriend got a boyfriend, right? And I was like, no, that's me. And he was like, no, I'm the boyfriend.
Oh my God!
I was like,
I got your ass there.
Got me.
Hit you with the you thought you was in a relationship.
I listen, you remember that's a woman to woman?
Yeah.
Facts.
That's what I got. I was like, well, this whole time? Like, he's like, the house that you've been staying in, that you come and hang out in?
All of that. That's me.
That's my house.
All of that. That's me.
He said, "You ever notice how you always got to leave? Right? You know how he always got to take you home because he got to take you home before I get home." Oh, Jesus! I said, "Okay."
Woman to woman. Every time I think about it, now I'm thinking about that song. That car he drives.
I paid for it. Paid it all. Now I don't know if you're gonna be okay. I come out of a bag, but I said
that song was so tragic.
But you know, that's my
Joan, ain't it? It's a Joan, ain't it? Everybody had that moment where they were like, woman to woman.
You ain't never had no woman to woman moment?
You know what? I have.
Yeah, woman to woman. I had a marriage.
You listen.
He was like, "Oh yeah, you still dating so and so?" I'm like, yeah, why?" She's like, "Cause I'm dating him too." I'm like, "Oh."
I see in the way that, like, listen, old school me, 20-year-old me was like, I'm so heartbroken. This year old me would have been like, so let's get to the money together. Like,
not gonna lie, I had that moment, that ugly intervention cry. I was like, okay. I said, you can have him. Bye. Walk across campus.
I can't do it.
Oh man,
I can't do it.
So you ain't had no man-to-man situation.
I had a man situation, but it didn't. I was like, he called me talking about, hey man, you been over at my girl house. I said, you must not be taking care of it, right? You dig? Click him. He got the fuck out of Dodge. You dig? But that was an old.
But see, that was your. But you said that's your girl. Like, if it. Let me ask you this question, because this is a thing that I've always been interested in when it comes to, like, especially straight men in those situations. Because with women and with gay men, a lot of times it's like, oh, when I see that bitch, I'm gonna fight her in the streets. And I'll be like, why are you fighting her? You ain't got no ties to her. You know what I'm saying? Who I'm gonna fight is him.
Facts.
I'm gonna tear him up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I always thought, like, with men, it is, from whenever I see those situations play out where it's a man to man, they always are looking, they want to fight each other. And I'm like,
see, the problem is, I grew up.
Did you say you grew up with hoes?
No, I can't say that. I wish I could. That'd be a good time. But no, I grew up in a time where folks wasn't fighting. Like, folks was shooting. So my whole thing was, I'm not getting shot for no booty. You dig? I give a damn what the hell's going on. What I'm not gonna do is catch a bullet.
You said no nut is worth my life.
No, nut's worth a knife, but I'm not gonna catch no L for no nut.
No nut is worth my life. I'm gonna go keep it real.
And then. You see how that went there? That's that.
You hit
and then.
I mean, for coming and going. So I came, and now it's time to go.
Come and go.
Here for a good time, not a long time.
Not a long time.
You did. And then once you.
But, like, so have you ever been with somebody who, because one of the other things that I think of when I think of struggle love is, you know, the person with potential. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, I know they could, you know what I'm saying? I know deep down, like, that nigga might change.
Yeah.
Nigga might change.
But it's not just, I feel like that's not a narrative that's just for women. Because a lot of times, usually it's the woman that's like, oh, I can see the change in him, and I'm not going to leave him because he's going to go, he'll be better. Men do the same thing.
Really?
Men do the same thing all the time. Like, oh, I see her being more than what she is. And then try to hone and craft that to something, and then once they get off, like, I get her to the BBL and all of that, and then she gone with Tank or somebody down the way, and so it's
Ooh.
I got another one. I got another one too.
I just had a light bulb.
What's that? What you got?
So, where you're like, oh, I see potential in that person. So, this is...
She was talking about me. You know, she saw potential, and then she's like, he ain't worth a damn.
but I love his raggedy ass.
He ain't much, but he is good to me. All right, so this is Elle before she met BR.
Okay.
Elle before she met BR.
I'll be locking them down. You hear me?
Met this guy. He was pretty cool. I'm like, oh yeah, you know, we get along well. This is great. And, you know, fell in love. We started dating. I'm like, this man is great. It is going to be amazing. Really, but happily ever after.
Oh, no.
And he was like, yeah, you know, I want to go to grad school. I'm like, okay, that's cool. You know, I'm going to grad school too. So, you know, I got into grad school. So let me help you get into grad school. So we spend all this time, like, you know, looking for programs and working on, like, your purpose statement and all that stuff. And he gets in. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, cool. We're both going to be in grad school together. That's going to be a love story type deal. I can already think of the story now.
It's so sweet.
And I'm going to say probably about 6 months later, I don't even get a call. It's more like a call from somebody else. Hey, your man is out with this girl. I'm like, what? Oh. So, they're like, yeah, they've been spending a lot of time together from what I've seen, and I just didn't know if you're aware of it. So,
there's always that one.
Yeah.
Is her weave out? No, I wasn't aware.
There's always that one.
Right.
Always that
and
one.
the only reason.
Gotta be more careful.
Yeah. But like I got that call because I was in Atlanta. I was hours away. So I called and I was like, yeah, I heard that you were at this event with this person and hooked up looking real coupley. Oh yeah, well, I think that we need to take a break. And
He got confronted and then dipset. It's like,
right.
It's like, what is this, a Kit Kat bar?
So all I'm thinking, I was like,
give me a break.
that Kanye song, "Gonna Leave Your Ass for a White Girl"?
Right.
I was like, so I helped him get into grad school and all this junk. He gonna leave me for somebody else.
Yeah. He ain't nothing but a gold digger. Mm-hmm. So I have one.
Okay.
It's very, very similar because I call it I had a tendency to, especially in my early 20s. Now, I'm in a relationship and we equally, well, no, we're not equally yoked because his yoke is a little bit more firm than mine is. But where I would meet somebody and again I would see the potential, and then I would like elevate them to to a point where I'm like, look at you, you dressing better, you take showers every day. I'm so proud of you. You know what I'm saying? You drink water, and then they leave and live their best life with somebody else.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, what am I, the training motherfucker? Like, am I the boyfriend trainer?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You get with me when you trash, I get you together, and then you move on to somebody else, to greener pastures.
I thought the same thing about myself. I'm like, well, I guess I do a good job prepping them for somebody
Right,
else.
I'm prepping you for somebody else. I said, listen, now I'm going to start charging for my
Because
services.
every time you bring up a story, I'm like, dang, young Elle was struggle love.
Yeah, we all was. We all, like...
Well, I was.
It's like all of us, we all went through our struggle love.
But everybody has that one story where they saw it, they lived it, or they had a friend who went through it. And so sometimes it's like I was thinking about a struggle love situation. It was like when I was in college, and my roommate, this old dusty black mom.
Dusty.
He was old and dusty, bro. He was like 6 foot. He was like 6'4", skinny beanpole, nerdy looking joker. And all he would do is smoke Newports and eat sausage. I swear that's all he would do. And so it would smell terrible all the time.
I know you smell like hot fries.
It was terrible, like old grease. That's what it smelled like in there. I said, oh no, this ain't it. So I was sitting in my minding my own business as I always am, just minding my business in college, trying to get my couple winks and a snore before I had to go back to class. And so I was like, and I hear him, hey man, you gotta go. I said, all right. He said, you got to go. I said, all right, man. I said, go where? Like, what you got going on? So he's like, hey man, you gotta get up out of here, man. My little chick coming through, man. Your chick? I said, man, I ain't signed up for this, man. You got to, nah, man, this is how I get my groceries taken care of. So, girl came through. Old white woman come through.
Hazel, Miss Mabel, Miss Mabel that showed up.
Nah, she was more of like a Elizabeth. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't that old, but she was old. You dig?
She wasn't Agnes.
Yeah, she wasn't Agnes quite yet. You know what I'm saying? So I came in and I was like, bro, all right, man. So I got out and they go into the room to go smoke cigarettes and do what they do. They grown
smoke cigarettes and eat sausage.
She was eating sausage, all right. So she was in there doing what they was doing, grown. So then it came up there and she come out smoking in a little square and walks out, whatever, woo-de-woo. Or they go together to the grocery store and come back and whatever. So fast forward, this goes on like 3 more times. And so I got to feeling some type of way.
Because you ain't getting no groceries.
First off, I ain't getting no top.
And I'm in college, so if I ain't getting no top, ain't nobody getting no top. If ain't nobody getting no butt, ain't nobody getting no butt. Wait a minute. So I was like, all right. So I started talking to the chick, and she was like, yeah, woo-doo, if you ever want anything, and da-da-da-da-da, I got you. So I made a list. Gave it to her. I said, I thought it wasn't going to come back. She came back with the list and 400. So I was talking to dude. I was like, bro, what in the hell is this about? Like, who's this chick?
This conversation don't sound like it's going somewhere real weird.
It's going real weird. So I was like, who is this chick, my dude? He's like, oh, man, that's my best friend's wife.
Whoa.
What?
Oh.
I said, a soror? She's like, yeah, she owns like 4 or 5 businesses. She's a little CEO and got a little bread together, and he ain't worth a damn. And he said, yeah.
He ain't worth a damn.
He ain't worth a damn.
Clearly,
my best friend ain't worth a damn.
My best friend ain't worth a damn. And I'm tapping in with her, and I'm playing him. He was playing like the interactive, like online games with his best friend while his wife was over there eating sausage. You feel what I'm talking about? So, and he's over here playing the game with his best friend. And I was like,
listen.
And she was in love with this man. Like, she was
in love with this Newport smoking
sausage eating, broke ass college student.
She was in love with the cuckoo.
He must have laid it all the way down, upside down, backwards and forwards, and a little bit of cursive, right?
Okay, here's the thing. My man wore these super tight ass jeans, right?
He had a piece, didn't he?
He had a piece, Doc.
Okay.
He had
Listen.
he had that donkey leg, you dig? He was like,
Listen.
whoop, 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 and he was putting all levels. Had that girl screaming in all kinds of ways. She was talking in French, Gaelic. The bitch was speaking in Gaelic.
Women who love men and gay men, just because the dick is good, does not mean
you got to deal with
that you have to deal with the rest of it. I used to have this friend that we used to call life support for a big dick. Because there was nothing else. Now, I didn't go nowhere near it because I knew just because the dick is big, everything else is trash.
But it's novelty dick.
It's novelty. Like, you just
it's
feel
cool to look at and maybe touch or try out once, twice.
I ain't want to try that or nothing because I don't know where you've been.
That too.
But like, you know what I'm saying? When he came through with the little gray sweatpants on, I'd be like,
well, hello, sir. Well, hello.
But that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Hello, hi.
Hi,
hello.
That's all there was to it. I was like, they're like, you're not touching. And my friends would be like, oh, he's cute. I'd be like, listen,
don't do it.
You don't want that.
Reconsider.
I, as my friend to you,
don't do it.
Want you to know.
Stay strong. Stay away.
That just because the dick is big doesn't mean it's worth the rest of the things that you're going to have to deal with.
And even if it's big, doesn't mean that he got a stroke game either. So it's
novelty.
It's a novelty. I was like again.
We have a dear mutual friend that is
oh, I know this mutual friend you talk about.
that knows all about big dick. And she was like, listen, they got one move and one move only, and that's to knock the back out that motherfucker. And
I mean, that's because, but you think about it, that's because you only have that one thing to bring to the table. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
We got a mutual friend. That's all.
That's the friend I'm talking about.
Yeah. Ain't worth a damn.
Ain't got shit else going on but that one thing.
Right, because that's all they have to focus on. I mean,
it's cool,
I don't have to read the class.
You like it,
I don't have to like go run a mile or nothing. So what am I going to work on?
I mean, just because you got a baby holding the apple, a baby's arm holding the apple, that's it. Like it's because you like I say, it's the blood flow.
Please don't say that. That reminded me of somebody else. Oh,
that's what the thing is. All these people be hyping them up because. I mean, size is nice. The sizes and everything.
I look at it like a piece of pie. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, nobody wants a small piece of pie.
Right.
Unless you want to diet. Yeah, but even then, you don't really want a small piece of pie.
You always want
a big piece of pie. But sometimes, like, you
But you
can have too much pie.
You don't want a quarter of the pie.
Right. Then that's how you get diabetes.
Right.
Yeah. But if you get the right size pie,
it's perfect.
Magic sauce.
You know
And you can have it a la mode.
If it's too big, you can't put it in the ice cream. Don't look like it don't fit.
It don't fit for shit. Now
you know what I'm saying? If it's too big, if it's too small, then it's all ice cream and no pie.
This metaphor is getting all the way wrong in all the types of ways.
If it's too much pie, like if it's too little
pie, but too little pie, but then it's a la mode, so there's like cream coming off the side.
Right. But is this a fruit-based pie or a custard pie?
You know what? It depends. Because see, I personally don't think fruit should be hot. Like I'm not a fan of candy fruit.
I can do a good apple pie though.
Apple pie I can do.
I love apple crisp though. Apple crisp, I go in on some apple crisp, but apple pie, I'm like, yeah. It depends on
how do we go from dick to pie?
Because see, you fat.
That helps.
That's what we do.
Fat as hell, but
They're all
chunky.
things you can eat.
But
They are all things you can eat.
facts.
They
all
are
things that can taste good or bad.
Ooh, bad dick is nothing.
Flashbacks.
Wash your ass,
Your
nigga.
sausage roommate probably tasted horrible.
I'm not even gonna talk about it.
Oh, it tastes.
I thought about that.
He smelled
Newports and sausages come out of every pore of your body.
No, and then on top of that, he was not the most hygienic.
He didn't wash his. He didn't wash every
that
day.
thing.
Oh.
He didn't wash that thing.
Oh, I bet you he went like this on the top, and it was just.
Oh, not the head cheese. I can't do it. Hello. Help.
Was he uncut or was it? Cause like,
I don't know nothing about that man's penis. I was not.
Did you say penis?
I wasn't looking.
Did he use a washcloth?
Man, I don't know nothing about. He would have.
No, he said like he used his hand.
So here's the thing. He one of the brothers that wore tighty whities, and then he had incontinent issues, and then he would throw the tighty whities in the closet and close the door, so nobody could know that he had incontinence.
Where's your laundry bag?
Don't ask me no questions. I won't tell you no lies. And then
He's
on all attributes of the situation, I thought it was a bad situation.
In all areas of life, yeah.
And she still put her mouth on it.
You can't closet no pissy draws,
bruh.
Because the whole house smelled like pee.
Right.
I walked into the room. Listen, I walked into the little place, and I was like, okay. And then I cracked the door. And it hit the side. And I said,
oh.
I hate it here.
And I clocked on my side. To this day, Newports really give me a headache. I can't do Newports. I can't do.
And I love a Hillsborough Farm sausage, but you're about to ruin it for me.
He fucked it all up. I was like, bro, it took me.
So was it like Vienna sausage or like postal kielbasa?
Like the kielbasa, boy.
See, I love a kielbasa.
Me too, but
don't do that to me. So now, if it was a Vienna, I'd be fine.
Yeah,
nobody got time. Nobody likes Vienna sausages anyway. Anyway, that's a whole nother story.
So I feel like it's a struggle of foods.
What kielbasa? The Vienna sausage. Listen, that's a struggle. That is.
Lunchables are the struggle of food.
First of all, what you won't do is besmirch the Lunchable.
Right.
Because I love a Lunchable.
It's still a struggle up because it's not enough, but it's not too much.
First of all, Lunchables is expensive, and what you won't do is give up.
Usually, struggle foods are like one note. It's
ramen.
Meat.
Ramen is a struggle food.
Protein.
Ramen, y'all know
and not
ramen
like the
noodles is a
fancy with the
food.
eggs. It's like ramen noodles
and water. As you put the thing
and the salt packet, or you get the cup of noodles. Cup of noodles is a little bit above struggle because it got veggies.
It's got the veggies in it. Ramen in the packet is 22 cents.
Yep.
That shit ain't even real food. That's plastic.
I don't care what you talk about.
But it's good. Don't get me wrong. I will tear that shit up.
Say the life. Fuck you mean.
This is why black folks got high blood pressure right now because we
don't give a damn.
Yeah.
We love us some ramen.
Put the microchips in the ramen. There you go.
Listen, this is the deal. You get because my cousin is the ramen master. I don't know what he do to that ramen, but like
put the wop and the oops and the oodie doos in that bed.
It's like the perfect amount of water to the salt packet.
I don't need to do salt packet no more.
And like the ramen is like perfectly al dente. Like I don't know. Like I said, this is a jailhouse master right here, cause he make this ramen be so good. It's not the same, but like I have learned to be like
What other struggle meals are there? I mean,
spaghetti. Y'all know spaghetti a struggle meal.
spaghetti and red sauce. Not quite spaghetti with meat sauce.
Right,
Right.
red sauce.
Red sauce.
Ragu.
Yeah. Oodles and noodles. Oodles and noodles. is a
Oodles and
struggle.
noodles. That's ramen. Oodles and noodles is a struggle meal.
Oodles and noodles.
Let's see. Hot dogs with white bread, like regular white bread.
Spaghetti with hot dogs is life.
I won't. That's too black for me.
What?
I know this is all black everything, but spaghetti and hot dogs?
Man, bruh, and if you was gangster with it, they would get the sausages in it. Fire.
Do you know about this?
Not at all.
That's okay. Y'all ain't gotta know nothing about
Listen.
that. That right there, magic sauce.
I don't know. Listen, I think you just.
The real struggle meal is like shepherd's pie. If you was really on that gangster, they be like,
I do like a shepherd's pie. Though.
A good shepherd's
I do
pie?
love a shepherd's
Well,
pie.
how's that a struggle meal though?
because at the end of the day, it's made up of everything.
It's everything you got in the house.
Everything you got left over. Like there's nothing real. Like there's not the passed down recipe for shepherd's pie, my boy. It's like okay, we got.
I got a pound of ground beef.
I got chili that we made from yesterday, and we got a whole bunch of instant mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. I'm gonna say it's
and
a
we
whole
about to throw this
potato
stuff
flakes
together, and everybody's going to eat.
and a
this
bag of
shit.
peas.
And bruh, that one bag of peas that nobody
That's
wanted
been
to
in there
eat
forever.
I always feel like struggle meals are something that you have to make a meal for under $1. When I think of struggle meals, like I only got $1 to my name. What am I going to eat? What's going to feed me?
You know, okay, so
A McDouble used to be a struggle meal back in the day, but now it's like $5.
I remember when you used to be able to eat good at the daggone fast food restaurant
$5, my boy.
with $5.
$5,
Now
my boy.
I went to Burger
in there.
King the other day and
Disrespect.
got myself. I was like, I just want a Whopper with cheese and bacon and some French fries.
$3.27.
No, that's about $5.
It was $9.
Get that thing.
Oh.
Did you get the meal?
No,
What?
it was $9.
Did you get fries?
I did get fries.
That's where you messed up.
I don't give-
the burger by itself was probably like $6, and then the fries behind it was about $3. So that got you about $9. You did.
That's why I was mad. I was like, do you know I used to be able to get a whole meal
Right.
and still be like
They
a
got
Whopper?
They got that meal. They got that meal now. They little $5 everything.
It's like, listen, Wendy's knew what
that
they was doing.
That $5
That 4 for 4?
That 4 for 4 hit.
That
Like
4 for
upgrade
4?
with the lemonade.
That 4 for 4 meal is like, it is everything you want. It's a little cheeseburger, some chicken nuggets, some fries, and a drink. Or a Frosty.
And then you cool.
You dip your fries in the do y'all dip your fries in Frosty?
I'm
On
about that
occasion.
life. I'm about that life.
Yeah.
I got it's the sweet.
But I
salty
like their natural lemonades. They got a strawberry lemonade. Touches.
Here's the
right
thing.
there.
At
You
the
see what I'm saying?
end,
It's
at
right
the
here.
end, I'm not a big Wendy's.
You gotta have lemonade though.
See, I don't like lemonade though.
What?
I know. Listen, I know. Take my card. Take it.
No, see, I won't take it because at the end of the day, that's all right because that's more lemonade for me. But on the flip flop, if you didn't like watermelon, I may have to come up there and talk bad to you. I don't really like watermelon, but I
Yellow
still
watermelon.
eat. Huh?
Yellow watermelon.
Yellow watermelon. Yeah.
What's yellow water? I've never had yellow
Yeah,
water.
it's watermelon has yellow flesh.
And it's super sweet.
So here's my thing about watermelon. Like as a child, I loved watermelon until somebody told me that it was a racial stereotype, and immediately I was like,
Aww.
You were
I
that
don't
kid.
like it.
You were
Nope.
that kid.
I was like, I don't like
I'm
it.
not gonna eat that colored food, you guys.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm
No
not gonna.
chitlins and hog maws for me.
No, still.
Listen, I have. We were talking about this with my cousins the other day. What soul food, like what like classic soul food, will you not eat now?
Chitlins and hog maws.
I've never had hog maws. I won't eat. I will eat chitlins on one day of the year. And here is there are caveats to this rule.
Okay.
I cannot be where they were cooked. I have to know the person who cooked them.
Oh yeah.
And have been in their house before.
Yep.
Facts.
So
Facts.
if it's somebody I know and I've been in their house, so I know they clean. I cannot be where they were being cleaned or cooked. Like you got to bring them
to me. And
and finally I need Tabasco sauce. Not Frank's Red Hot.
Now Louisiana?
Not Louisiana.
What?
It's got to be Tabasco sauce, and it needs to be like 4 drops.
You got a whole little science to these chitlins.
It's got to be 4 drops,
Listen,
and you got to put the 4 drops in the chitlins.
I can't.
I just visualized
I can't.
the whole chitlin process.
You're right. That's why I can't do it. Like that's why I had.
Because like growing up, I was raised in an old family. Like
won't eat them chitlins.
everybody in my family's old. Like so because
That's why
of
you
that,
got an old soul.
yeah, we ate a lot of old foods, which is why I know how to cook chitlins. Yet I will never cook them. I mean, if you wanted them, I would cook them.
Don't worry about that.
You want some chitlins?
Fuck, never.
So I remember growing up, like
Never shall I ever eat
right
some
before
chitlins.
Christmas break, every year coming in before my
Thanksgiving.
lock hit that door, I could smell them cleaning chitlins. I walk in, it's always my grandfather at the sink in his leather apron cleaning chitlins.
Gangsta.
And
I support
every
the leather,
year,
I support the leather apron.
yeah.
If you get them chitlins, that leather apron sounds like a magic sauce.
My grandpa didn't cook nothing except for steak, jello, and he cleaned chitlins. Those are his things.
Because here's the thing, like, and if you've ever cleaned chitlins,
Trash.
you know, I've done it one time when I was younger, because my mom didn't cook them,
Oh my God.
and so she thought we had. I remember one year she could be so mad at me for telling this story. So they used to have the pre-cleaned chitlins,
Yeah.
I heard about them.
Yeah.
and my mama was like, "Bet we can have chitlins and they pre-clean."
Mm-hmm.
Child, she made them chitlins,
Trash.
and you can see.
Oh.
If they boil, because you boil them,
Yeah.
the stuff
The ooh-ah.
raisin from the top, and she was like,
Oh.
I thought these were pre-cleaned. And my aunt was like, yeah, you still gotta clean.
Ain't no
Yeah,
pre-cleaning.
there's an art to clean a chitlin.
Ain't no pre-cleaning.
Like-
None of that. They.
But mine, and y'all might take my card away again, fried okra.
Oh.
Okay. can
I
see
will
that.
not eat
Yeah.
fried okra. Because I won't eat okra in general unless it's in a gumbo.
I support that.
And the reason that I can eat it in a gumbo is
It's part of
because
everything.
it's part of everything.
Right.
But like, fried okra is to me like it's that weird crunch plus mushy
Yeah.
that I
yeah.
cannot do.
Yeah.
I can't do black eyed peas.
Oh, I love black eyed peas.
I can't do it.
You don't,
Black eyed peas and chitlins.
They're not my favorite.
what do y'all eat for? What do you eat for New Year's?
I just eat the greens.
You don't have black eyed peas with them?
Well, I do like at least a tiny
I
spoon.
gotta do a tiny spoon for black eyed
No.
peas.
Won't do it. It just,
And the Glory black eyed peas?
are they fire? I'll try them out. I mean,
I
I've
always
tried
make mine from
anything.
scratch, so
I tried
Listen,
everything.
see, I used to do everything from scratch until Glory came out with their stuff.
I don't like Glory greens.
You don't
so-
like Glory greens?
Oh no,
Heck nah.
no. I'm.
I love a Glory green.
What are some other soul foods?
Let's see. I do not eat. So I've never eaten pig's feet because it's all fat and it sounds gross.
Yeah,
Like
weird texture.
it's a texture thing. I've been like, mm-mm. And people that can eat pickled pig's feet, you're not of God.
Oh, you just triggered me. I will never eat hog snout, hog ears.
That's what you give dogs.
That's what that's what them old people from way back in the day, that's a delicacy for them. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to so-and-so's, I'm getting me a pig snoot sandwich, I'm getting me some hog's head cheese. All that is just the
Death.
pig's face
Death.
on a piece of bread.
Death on the plate.
And yeah, it looks like a pig's ear. Like, you give your dog a pig ear.
Right.
It's that on a piece of white bread with some mustard.
Heck no.
I will never eat.
I will never eat that. That will
No.
never be a thing that anyone has to worry about putting in my mouth.
If you said you loved pig's feet and hog's head cheese, I would not.
It's
We
okay.
probably
See, this is the
wouldn't
thing. She will cook and clean chitlins for you, but she draws the line at the ear.
I can understand that, and if it was something that I wanted, I would have found a way to get it happen. But that's a whole nother story.
Listen,
But there's a lot of things. Like, I had a friend who didn't like Kool-Aid, and I was like, bro,
how do you not like Kool-Aid?
who are you? Where? Are you?
No, wait. How much sugar do you put in the Kool-Aid though?
See, I don't put a lot. Like we didn't put a lot of sugar. I used to come up there and measure my sugar.
Oh, we didn't do that. We just poured till the ancestor said stop.
We
Hence why my
Because
Kool-Aid was
you
always
do 3
syrup.
cups of sugar. You can do 3 cups of sugar, and it's just enough. And you can come in there and handle your business. Especially if you don't add all the water to it, you got to add just enough water to it, so there's like an inch off the bit. That's a whole nother story, man. We can get Kool-Aid science.
Kool-Aid science is real.
That's a real life thing.
I put this much sugar in my Kool-Aid.
Not that she.
Now she measured it with her
Right, I
hand.
had to visualize. I've made Kool-Aid in a while, but when I make Kool-Aid in my brain, I visualize that green cup full of sugar
Full
that
of
I
sugar that you pour in there.
and I stir. Yeah.
I would just pour the sugar until the ancestors said stop. And
I support the ancestors because the ancestors is like, you need to die with us with diabetes.
Listen, that's what it was.
Join us. One of
That's
us.
sugar-
One
listen.
of us.
I remember I made Kool-Aid one time, and
That remind me of that show.
it had to, like, you had to dilute it with water.
To get right.
To
You
get-
was making concentrate.
That Kool-Aid was like, my mama was like, this is why diabetes runs in our family. Why would you? How dare you ruin this? I said, just put some water in it. It's fine.
You got concentrate, my boy.
It's all good.
Now I've elongated the Kool-Aid gangster for another day.
Right.
Kool-Aid. Yeah. That was a task. Like that was one of the chores you could do growing up in my house.
Just making the
It was
Kool-Aid.
like, okay, who's gonna set the table?
I
All right, you make Kool-Aid
for
this
my family.
See, no, we used to. The thing was is that I used to cook all the time when I was a kid. So my mom be like, "Well, you can just do what you want." Because usually she would set out like a menu. I want you to cook this and this and this. But then she started to be like, "Oh, you can cook what you want." So I started messing around. Like I would do Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid chicken, or raspberry chicken, or something crazy.
Listen,
mashed
I
potatoes.
did the same thing.
Ah!
To this day, 30 plus years later, they still talk about my green eggs and pink ham.
Yeah.
And how I ruined my no mistake brownies that I made a mistake on.
We about that life. I used to have a friend that lived across the street, and he would come over because his family is all workout nuts and whatever, and so they wouldn't put sugar in that. There was no sugar in the house, and he was like, "Man, I just need something to eat."
That's awesome.
I'm so hungry.
That was white folks.
No, they was black.
Black folks with no sugar in the house.
But listen, they was military folks, so
I grew up military, so we still had sugar in the house.
They was on that other type of energy. So I don't know if they had to come in there and get their rank or something. I don't know. They was cutting weight. I don't know what they was doing, but there was no sugar in the house for at least 4 months, and he kept on coming over.
I just need something with some sugar in it.
Brandon, can you
Can you give me a Twinkie?
You got some Kool-Aid?
bro, you got some Kool-Aid, bro? I'm like,
You got
bro,
the twist go.
Bro,
I just need.
Oh.
can you feed me? Back to that struggle of.
Speaking of Kool-Aid. All right, so growing up, y'all did the Kool-Aid and sugar, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Hyper
you
sugar.
said Kool-Aid and freaked out about Kool-Aid. Reminded me of a person that we all know. And I knew him way back in the day. And there was a day where there was Kool-Aid being sold at our school. And when he got that said Kool-Aid, he did the Kool-Aid. The whole thing you just did.
Nice.
So it just triggered me.
So did y'all did the Kool-Aid in the sugar in the packets and stuff, right?
Yeah, something like that.
And you just like
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody
Listen.
had red fingers.
we used to do that, and then what else did we used to do? Like, cause there's some things that are just quintessentially like you like this is some nigga shit.
Ooh, pickles with the
Kool-Aid pickles,
Kool-Aid pickles go.
Kool-Aid pickles with the peppermint in the
Yeah,
center.
I put cinnamon candy in mine. That's the only time I eat dill pickles.
And I was like, I think that's why I love bread and butter pickles.
I love bread and butter.
Because they still have that that sweetness in it.
Yes, they're so good.
Love a bread and butter pickle.
My
I
favorite
remember
are
when
gherkins.
like burger joints that come in there and they put bread and butter pickles on the burger.
Oh, so good.
I almost cried a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
So good.
Hardee's used to be about that life. Then they came in there. They had the $6 burger. The $6 burger had the dip.
Wait.
And that motherfucker was so fire, boy. Couldn't tell me that, boy.
This might just be an East Coast thing.
Oh, Lord.
But do y'all remember when Hardee's had fried chicken?
No, I heard of it. I didn't know.
Child, Hardee's fried chicken was slapped.
What?
Did it touch the soul?
We didn't even go to Hardee's for the burgers no more. We went to Hardee's for the fried chicken. Hardee's fried chicken used to slap. You hear me? It was like,
Y'all remember when Taco Bell had fried chicken?
no, and we don't talk about that. During Black fucking History Month, they tried it.
The ancestors are not pleased.
The ancestors are not pleased.
Back to where you came.
Go back to where you come.
Oh, snap.
You are the enemy of progress.
Are the enemy
Of progress.
progress.
Listen.
That's ugly.
So, we coming up on an hour. Guys, this hour went by really, really fast.
Yeah.
But before we go for the evening, we have a new segment that we're launching. It is called Elle's Words of Wisdom.
Oh, Lord. Dickie Black Dickie. You know what I'm talking about?
Alrighty. So, seen this place a couple weeks ago. We're all talking about a person that we all know and a certain quality this person has. Emanating from this person's mouth is the most horrendous, stupendous, horrible, terrible, no good, awful smell. Like 3 raccoons got real sweaty, got into a fight with a possum, and then died in his mouth.
Oh, that's ugly.
And we were just talking like,
The description.
man,
Dead mouth.
like this man's breath is so bad, like he's got to know it. Like if we can smell your breath, we know that you can taste your breath. So,
Not that you gotta taste it though.
let me say it again. If we can smell your breath,
Smell it.
you can taste your breath.
You should be able to taste that.
So please,
Fix it.
if you happen to be like,
It's dry.
it tastes like, my mouth tastes like garbage. It smells like garbage, boo.
Something tastes foul in the air.
Your breath is foul, boo.
It's your breath,
It's
buddy.
you.
It's you.
Fix it.
I learned it from watching you, Dad.
Ooh.
Ooh, I just
need you to drink bathwash for the rest of your life, my boy.
That person that you hope get drunk because the alcohol covers up the smell.
No, I don't drink it.
It doesn't. It doesn't. What it does is it accentuates the smell. So
Right.
now I'm smelling rum, vodka, gin,
And booty juice.
Booty juice. With the booty juice. With the booty juice. With the booty juice. With the booty juice. No, we don't need it. We don't. Like, listen.
Don't need it. That's a remix.
Halitosis. You got halitosis.
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 Ooh.
And listen, it's a medical condition, and
It's
sometimes
called
you can't help
It's
it.
called zombie mouth. And I ain't got time.
That's it.
Nobody got time for those zombie mouth.
Oh, because zombies' mouths.
Listen. I'm going
You're
to the
dead
mic.
and you're eating dead.
No.
If you can taste it.
Fix it. Listen, as a friend to a friend, from one brother to another, from one black brother to whoever who's need to be watching this joint right here, fix it.
Because
the dentist will tell you the truth. The dental hygienist, you got to have you a good dental hygienist. They will tell you, hey man, maybe we need to go and do a deep cleaning. Hey man, we need to come in there and get some medical wash. Fix it.
Hey man, you need a tongue transplant that's foul.
because if you can taste it,
The tongue transplant.
we can smell it.
If we can smell it, you can taste it. And that's not okay.
And that's not okay.
That's not okay.
And guys, this was another episode of All Black
Everything.
This is so I love doing this show with y'all. I really do. This is so much fun.
It's talking crazy for 45 days.
Listen, this is what we do. We'll be back in a couple weeks for another episode.
Who we sponsored by?
We are sponsored by Black Unicorn Magics.
You better talk about it.
Oh, the
This
Sailor
one.
Moon mirror.
Unicorn Magics. Black Unicorn Magics. Black Unicorn Magics. Black Unicorn Magics. Black Unicorn Magics. Ooh. Don't forget to go to Black Unicorn Magics on Etsy and put in the code Colorful Magics 25
Yes.
for 25% off of your purchase. It is
Ooh.
always a good time. Yes.
That's good.
25. It's a great deal. And listen, it's up there. I can't do it. She made me a flower crown.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Yes, and it's just
Beautiful.
beautiful. Like so, and we might be doing something very, very soon. We might be taking some shows on the road.
Oh, cool.
In April. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yes.
That is all we have today.
Happy Fat Tuesday. It's coming up on this here Tuesday.
Matter of fact, this is all we have for y'all today. But if you jump over to the Patreon, we might have a little bit more for you.
Stripper time.
Ooh.
Hit the record, but hit that where it says record.
What?
Right there.